religious leaders on marriage certificates. Moses Kante has the details.
According to the 1960 laws of Sierra Leone, it made provision for the officiating of civil, Christian, Muslim, and customary marriages in the country. According to the law, there are similarities between the civil, Christian, Muslims, and customary marriages, prescribing that marriage should be done between man and woman. They should be of correct mind and should be at the age of 18, with consent of both parties and parents, time for marriage, and many others, but also the similarities on numbers of wives, place of divorce and wedding for the aforementioned marriages, and more. According to the head of legal Office of the Administrator and Registrar General, Margaret Sumana Esquire, over the years, they have found out that religious leaders have not been following the due process required not only to conducting marriages, but in filling wedding certificates, which prompted the reason of the meeting.
Over the years, we observed that the churches and the mosque have not been filling those certificates appropriately, and we also, in terms of registration, the process lists have been flawed, and so as a result of that, we decided to engage the ministers, the imams, so that we can have a discussion around the registration of marriages and divorces and the processes involved, so that we can all be on the same page.
According to Daniel Johnson, Esquire, from the Office of the Administrator and Registrar General, the law made provision for marriage in absentia, stating that it will not only render the marriage invalid, but with a jail sentence if found guilty for not less than 5 years, depending on the state of the crime, such as false name, impersonation, and facetious marriages. According to Simiti Samura, Esquire, the law makes provision for registration and legal considerations looking at the process of contracting Christian, civil, and Muslim marriages, while calling for religious leaders to deliver marriage certificates at the office rather than to the marriage couple. Participants applauded this venture by the Office of the Administrator and Registrar General, adding that with what they have received, they will ensure to cascade it to their various religious gatherings, while calling for this engagement to be taken to the provinces. Moses Conte, SLBC.
As part of support in the fight against drugs and substance abuse among young people in the country, members of the ECOWAS Parliament have provided feeding support and cash for survivors of drug-induced psychosis at Susan's Bay community. Dennis Fraser reports.
The community outreach by members of the ECOWAS Parliament was in line with the ECOWAS Parliament work through the Ministry of Youth Affairs in order to provide psychosocial support to affected persons of drugs and substance abuse at Susan's Bay community. The framework was a proactive measure to curb drug addiction and also to support the government's efforts in curbing drugs and substance abuse by some young people. Lawmakers from the ECOWAS Parliament were visiting the densely populated slum of Susan's Bay community through the help of former users of psychoactive drugs and substances in order to track those still abusing harmful substances and to provide psychosocial support for them.
We are going today with 25 bags of 25 kg areas. We strong envelope. Cooking. One of the best process for what do you need to tell you now? One of the get more energy was to they will make now very push. Always ECOWAS Parliament of Class of now. Not always reserve of Class of now. Not always Minister of Class of now. Then they can everybody get for left now. Now una the battle in our life. Now una the suffer now. Why una no go correct una self?
Members of the delegation reiterated their commitment to supporting member states through coordinated parliamentary actions and evidence-based advocacy. Through social linkages for youth development, the mission will continue its outreach to communities in other subsequent visits, all geared towards intensifying the fight against the use of drugs and harmful substances. SLBC, Dennis Fraser reporting.
In a remarkable step towards enhancing consumer protection across the country, Consumer Watch Sierra Leone Limited has certified its officers after a series of nationwide capacity building trainings. The certification ceremony took place at the local 5/4 compound in the western area with officers from across Sierra Leone. Aminata Bangura has more.
The certification is the result of a series of strategic training sessions and interventions carried out by Consumer Watch SL Limited in collaboration with several national institutions. The officers who underwent extensive training in key consumer protection areas received 2 certificates each, validating their expertise and readiness to serve their communities as trained Consumer Watch officers. These officers are now strategically positioned throughout the country to advocate for consumer rights, monitor the market, and educate the public on safe, fair, and responsible consumption. The CEO of Consumer Watch SL Limited, Mr. Sonny Rogers, stated that the purpose of the gathering was to certify their officers who have undergone a series of trainings in 2023, 2024, and 2025 in collaboration with various government institutions. These trainings focused on consumer rights interests, the promotion of fair market practices, and improving overall consumer satisfaction. He added that the responsibility of the newly certified Consumer Watch officers is to go out into their communities and apply the knowledge and skills they have acquired during the training.
To showcase to the public that they are capable and they believe that the training that they have gone through will create an impact.
Momo Kaikai, Assistant Director of Standards and Compliance at the Ministry of Trade and Industry, who served as the chairperson of the program, stated that the focus of the directorate is to help develop the national quality infrastructure in the country. He added that they work in collaboration with relevant agencies to ensure consumer safety, protect consumer interests, and guarantee that consumers receive quality in all commodities they purchase.
In a nutshell, we are there to ensure that we protect consumers generally through our intervention by developing policies and engaging our line agencies and their partners to ensure those policies are implemented.
One of the newly certified officers, Elisha Tarawali, expressed confidence in carrying out his new responsibilities and pledged to promote consumer safety in his community. With the certification of these officers, Consumer Watch SL Limited has renewed its commitment to build a responsible and consumer-aware nation, ensuring that the voices of vulnerable consumers are heard and protected. SLBC, Aminata Bangura reporting.
In a bid to raise awareness and promote public health, the Armed Forces Wives Corporation Society has organized a sensitization campaign on Mpox, formerly known as monkeypox, in Freetown. The initiative aims to educate communities on the symptoms, prevention, and control of the disease, particularly for wives of the military who are petty traders. Esther Nanekama reports.
The Armed Forces Wives Cooperative Society has intensified efforts to curb the spread of Mpox in Sierra Leone through a community-focused awareness campaign. The sensitization drive, which targets vulnerable communities within military barracks and surrounding areas, highlights the importance of early detection, hygiene practices, and timely medical intervention in managing the disease. President of the Armed Forces Wives Cooperative Society, Asanatu Saubangura, emphasized the need for women and caregivers to be at the forefront of health education, especially in households. She noted that misinformation and stigma often prevent affected individuals from seeking help early, thereby increasing the risks of transmission.
The key thing for me about this Mpox is purely about how to take care of your hygiene. It's purely hygiene consciousness. You should be conscious of hygiene. You know, you should know how to take care of your environment, how to clean your environment. Because this Mpox, if you are not in the habit of, cleaning your environment, definitely you will get in contact with it.
Health experts from the 34 Military Hospital supports the outreach by offering education on the causes, prevention, and answering questions, noting that mpox can be easily transmitted through sexual intercourse. Participants Fati Warite and Fatmata Dumbuya expressed their appreciation for the knowledge gained on the virus. They noted that they had no idea on the dangers of mpox.
As for me, I've learned a lot. One of the experiences I made so far is in terms of, because people are saying that you only have mpox on sexual transmitted disease. I mean sexually. But I have already made that it's not only sexual, but good to cleaning of environment and also sweating can cause mpox.
Mpox is a zoonotic viral disease that presents with fever, rash, and swollen lymph nodes. It can be transmitted from animals to humans and also between people through close contact. While the disease is generally self-limiting, severe cases can occur particularly in children and adults. For Slbc News, Estanene Kamara reporting.
Well, it's now time for our business update.
Hello, this is Business Update, the segment that brings you the insight in business and its contributions towards positively impacting the economy. I'm Dennis Fraser. Today we shall look at the partnership between Afri Money and that of Chicken Town, which are now in a partnership to ensure service delivery. A new chapter is unfolding in Sierra Leone's digital economy as Afri Money, a leading mobile money service provider, is partnering with a fast food chain, Chicken Town, on the line to enhance service delivery and to broaden customer base. Let's join Kadia Tutuye for that report.
It's another major milestone for Afri Money, this time partnering with Chicken Town to simplify food ordering and enhance mobile financial services across the country. The signing held at Chicken Town Lodge, Old Railway Line, Freetown, brought together company executives, business stakeholders, and digital finance advocates. Afri Money Marketing Director John Conte said the partnership allows them to expand their reach and provide safer, faster, and more convenient services to their customers with no extra charges for Afri Money transactions. Chicken Town is also embracing the shift toward digital payments, helping bridge the gap for customers who lack access to traditional banking. Chicken Town marketing lead Natalie Mansare said that they serve over 500 customers daily, adding that with the current partnership, they can now make their services more accessible. The collaboration is expected to introduce more digital finance features, including bill payments, savings, and cashless transactions in the near future. From fast food to fintech, the partnership aims to make daily transactions more cashless for Sierra Leoneans.
Many thanks to Kadia Tutuye for putting that report together. And that's all into this edition of Business Updates. Thanks and goodbye.
Well, from there, let's go back to our entertainment desk.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another entertainment episode here at the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I am yours truly, Mariatu Dukuri. Today in our headlines, we are going to speak to the second winner of the House of Stars reality about her project, Every Boy Picking for Be a Good Man. Now, of course, we know that next up is the House of Stars, which their forms are coincidentally already out. And of course, we do have Mr. and Miss Supranational 2025 crowned winners. All right, so now we go straight into the interview with the winner of the House of Stars reality TV show Season 2, Lolo Simeon, who was a reality TV show taking part at the Housemaid Salon. Now she is here with her project, Every Boy Picking for Be a Good Man. We remember that when she was in the house, she was specifically, passing on this message that every boy picking for be a good man, and she had her little toy, that guy toy and all of that. So she is here with us, and remember that House of Stars Season 3 forms are already out, so if you're interested in that, grab your form. So Lolo, welcome. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you so much, Marty, for having me. Well, my prizes were given to me, just that I'm the winner of House of Stars, and I only want the best thing to happen, the rightful thing rather to happen, and everything is going smoothly. People are forgetting that my win is significant because I want to bring that change to this industry. The vision is really to have a generation of men that would love, care, protect, and be empathetic towards the females and the fellow human being. Targeting the boys is simply a way to make it very easier for the women and the girls to have a safer space. If the boys grow up to become men that are conscious of who they are, their roles and their responsibilities, and how their power can impact and elevate a woman, they will not use that power to bring down a woman or to destroy a woman mentally, physically, psychologically. We tend to ignore the needs of the boys, as in they also need the same love that we give to the girls, because they are children. Every child deserves love, they deserve affection, they deserve protection. But unfortunately, society, we tend to be carried away by the fact that we have tagged men or boys to be strong. They have to carry the burdens, they have to suppress their emotions, and so they can be pushed to an extreme where they don't know it is harmful to them.
We therefore make sure say, una small so, una grow up with the right mindset. Let una family, una mama, una papa, una auntie, uncle, and the school, the community, able for pay attention to una back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we've heard from the horse's mouth the winner of the House of Stars Season 2, Lolo Simeon, about her project Every Boy Picking for Be a Good Man. And now to continue with the entertainment updates, we have seen the 2025 winners of the Mr. Supranational and the Miss Supranational. For the Miss Supranational, the winner is Brazil, Eduarda Brom. First runner-up is from Germany, second runner-up Curacao, and third runner-up Philippines. Now for the male, the winner is all the way from France, Swan Lavigne, if I'm pronouncing that right. Swan Lavigne, congratulations for being Mr. Supranational 2025, and Miss Brazil for being Miss Supranational 2025. All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember that the House of Stars Season 3 forms are out, so you can get your forms, from the King's Empire, or reach out to them on their social media handles and secure yours if you're interested. The forms go out for, I think, $65 or so. So until next time, I have been yours truly, Maria Tudukuri. See you.
Alright, many thanks to Maya Tudukuri for that entertainment news. From there, let's find out the latest in sports.
Sports update on news with me, Mohamed Lamitui. In this edition of the update, we look at as the president of the Squash Federation of Africa, Dr. Loki Milo, has concluded a high-level 4-day official visit here in Sierra Leone, where his engagement was purely aimed at accelerating squash development not just within our borders but right across the entire continent. Here is the report. The president of the African Squash Federation, Dr. Loki Milo, who has held the body since 2002, is calling on Sierra Leone and other African nations to identify preparations for global squash tournaments, including the World Championship and junior competitions.
His call came during a recent stop in Freetown as part of a continent-wide fact-finding mission across all 25 member countries, an initiative supported by the World Squash Federation. The mission seeks to evaluate the sport's progress and uncover both challenges and growth opportunities, engaging with the National Olympic Committee, sports authorities, and local squash stakeholders. Dr. Milo highlighted Sierra Leone's limited access to international competition, a gap he described as urgent and surmountable towards early preparations, coaching development, and facilitates upgrades. A dual representative of both the African and World Squash governing bodies, Dr. Milo emphasized his ability to attract support for African countries. He pledged increased investment in referees and coaching programs and confirmed plans to secure equipment internationally to address current shortfalls. Despite logistical and financial constraints, he revealed ongoing efforts to mobilize funds that will benefit squash development in all 25 member nations, with an emphasis on building resilient and competitive national association.
And Sierra Leone, by being a member of the Squash Federation of Africa and the World Squash Federation, what that entails is that they are now eligible to play in any African or world championships. And the good news is that after some fruitful deliberations with the president, he has agreed that this year Sierra Leone will be represented at the Africa Seniors in Uganda from the 17th to the 22nd of November. And I'm quite glad that we will see Sierra Leone there. I'll be there waiting to welcome Sierra Leone.
Meanwhile, the president of Sierra Leone National Olympic Committee, Prince Vandi Swale, applauded the Squash Association for its unwavering commitment to the sport development. He praised their grassroots initiative and pledged continued support from the NOC, reaffirming its role in fostering athlete growth and international engagement. As a symbol of partnership and encouragement, the NOC presented a set of jerseys to the visiting delegation, a gesture mirrored Dr. Milo, who also presented branded kits to the local host. Slbc Sports, Mohamed Lamitu reporting.
And now we take a look at a very sensitive issue as an alleged and a very argumentative salary dispute initially reported by Ismail Saidu Kanu has cast a rather dark shadow over the tenure of Leone Stars head coach Mohamed Kalon. However, in a swift response, the executive director of the National Sports Authority, Dr. Emmanuel Safar Abdullah, has publicly refuted his allegation by journalist Ismail Saidu Kanu. This is a situation we have been monitoring closely as it unfolds, as it is significant implications for the... Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of The Updates. Thank you very much for joining me. I am Mohamed Lamintue, and goodbye.
Many thanks to Mohamed Lamintue for that sport update, and that's all we have time for in this edition of the news from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown. Now to end the news with top stories again. Sierra Leone is turning a new page in its energy story. The government, through its energy sector lead, Dr. Kande Kolayim Kela, has announced bold steps towards what President Bio calls energy sovereignty. It says instead of renewing the Kaparship emergency power deal for 3 years, the government has chosen a 1-year extension, allowing time for a smooth but determined transition. A recent demolition exercise targeting state traders along the Freetown municipality has left many vendors and their families in distress. The operation, which aimed at alleviating congestion and ensuring the free flow of traffic, has however sparked dissatisfaction among those affected, especially the unexpected nature of the exercise and the late notice provided to traders. And the National Telecommunications Authority, in collaboration with the International Telecommunications Union, is on a telecom quality of service workshop aimed at improving the quality of services telecommunication companies provide for their customers. Well, that's the end of the news from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown. Thanks for watching, and do continue to stay tuned to the public broadcaster, the SLBC. Coming up next is Good Morning Sierra Leone. My name is Cecilia, and this is Say Goodbye.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance.
Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever.
Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change. We've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place. All of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
We are Freetown!
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
Freetown. Freetown.
Yeah.
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
the taxi driver,
the barber,
the drummers, the dancers.
All of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
The future is ours. It's our time again.
And this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
the greengrocer,
the teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
This light is ours.
The beaches are ours. The rivers now we own.
The roads are ours.
The bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors, and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all the pass like stranger them. but we all don't dare from them. Come here, and you'll feel it, that end of the line sense of freedom. Say yes to Freetown. Say yes to freedom.
The Sierra Leone People's Party has dissolved its national officers, giving way to the next delegates conference for the election of a new executive.
For 8 years, one face and voice that was synonymous with the SLPP, even in opposition, is the firebrand National Publicity Secretary, Lahai Lawrence Lima, who has ended his 2 terms as the image maker of the party.
When an organization sees you as one they can rely on, one that stands for the organizational values, and at any moment they want to look for somebody whom they can rely on to leave this organization with, I think I come in as, it's my view, I come in as a better option.
What legacy is the party's former spokesman leaving behind when he has almost in equal measure those who admire him and those who loathe him?
I learned that we will be going from chairman downwards, and I've served as the public relations officer for 10 years and beyond now, so I want to give that opportunity to other people to learn. Because I came in as an inexperienced PR, especially for political party. But for the last 10 years, I've learned a lot, and I want to give that opportunity to other people to learn. And wise I look forward to whatever opportunity the future holds for me.
Join us this Thursday as Asmi Yuba engages the former image maker of the SLPP on his journey from opposition to ruling party, and as the build-up to the net delegates conference intensifies.
Bottom line, the show to watch. The Sierra Leone People's Party has dissolved its national officers, giving way to the next delegates conference for the election of a new executive.
For 8 years, one face and voice that was synonymous with the SLPP, even in opposition, is the firebrand National Publicity Secretary, Lahai Lawrence Lima, who has ended his 2 terms as the image maker of the party.
When an organization sees you as one they can rely on, one that stands for the organizational values, and at any moment they want to look for somebody whom they can rely on to leave this organization with, I think I come in as, it's my view, I come in as a better option.
What legacy is the party's former spokesman leaving behind when he has almost in equal measure those who admire him and those who loathe him?
I learned that we will be going from chairman downwards, and I've served as the public relations officer for 10 years and beyond now, so I want to give that opportunity to other people to learn. Because I came in as an inexperienced PR, especially for political party. But for the last 10 years, I've learned a lot, and I want to give that opportunity to other people to learn. And wise, I look forward to whatever opportunity the future holds for me.
Join us this Thursday as Asmi Uba engages the former image maker of the SLPP on his journey from opposition to ruling party, and as the build-up to the NET Delegates Conference intensifies.
Bottom line, the show to watch.
From the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation television, this is Good Morning Sierra Leone, the program that always starts your day, live from a broadcasting house near Englandville in Freetown. I am Sheku Smaila.
And my name is Frances Barnard. Good morning and welcome to your breakfast show, Good Morning Sierra Leone. Our quote of the day is from French writer Voltaire, and it says, God gave us the gift of life. It is up to us to give ourselves the gift of living well. This is a food for thought.
Yes, indeed. You know, one thing, there is a saying that goes, you know, do not allow anyone to snatch away your smiles. Because you are not for the world, but the world is for you.
In the program this morning, National Communications Authority, in collaboration with the International Telecommunications Union, hosts a workshop on telecommunication quality of service in Freetown. And as the joint operation to clear SLRA right of way continues nationwide, we shall be talking to relevant authorities on this venture. And we invite you to participate by sending your comments and views to the number on your screen, or you find us on our Facebook page, Slbc TV Live. This is Good Morning Sierra Leone.
And the program you're still watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation television and through our social media handles. Now, as you may have heard in the news, the Sierra Leone Rules Authority, SLRA, is actively clearing and reclaiming the right of way nationwide. This involves removing encroachments like structures and businesses built on land designated for road expansion and utility installations. The SLRA is working to ensure roads are clear for both current and future use, including the installation of essential services like water pipes, electricity, and fiber cables. On May 27, 2025, the authority cleared the right-of-way around IMAT and the American Embassy. Of another joint operation supervised by the Sierra Leone Police and the Sierra Leone Roads Authority targeted the clearing of right-of-way and leeways along the Kenema Road and Old Railway Line, Brookfields, under the task force on indiscipline and lawlessness. Model Junction and its environs were also not spared as the Sierra Leone Safety Authority (SLRSA) demolished kiosks and other business structures as part of its initiative to enhance road safety for pedestrians and curtail road traffic. Well, in the studio this morning, we have key players from relevant institutions. Deputy Director General of the SLRA, Vandy CJ French, is here with us. Good morning, Mr. French, and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, and good morning.
Yes, and we shall be joined also by the Freetown City Council, the Information, Education and Communications Officer, Kuma Hassan Kamara, and shall join us later in the program. Also, we have a representative from representatives, or we are expecting a representative from the Traders Union, the PRO Petty Traders Union, Alex A. Conte, and also NASIT. Well, today is a mixed bag. Well, on progress on the Silver Grounds Market. And he is the head of public affairs, Mohammed Ben Bangali. Good morning, Mr. Bangali, and welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, now let us go to SLRA. It says they have authority mandated by law to ensure that our roads are well structured. For that, I move on to Engineer Vandy French. Now, Engineer, so far we have read the intro, we've seen the actions you've taken already to clear the right of ways. But tell us, based on assessment probably you might have done, how is this operation going? Because this is the first time the SLRA, in collaboration with the police, the road safety authority, this is the first time they are embarking on such an operation to clear our right of ways, you know. But in the first place, what makes this one different from others? And according to your assessment, how has it been so far?
Well, thank you very much. Of course, you've said it all. The SLRA is currently clearing the right of way. And it's an exercise that started a couple of weeks ago. And we have targeted about 4 or 5 areas that we've cleared. I think you've mentioned almost all of them. And this exercise is being jointly done in collaboration with the Sierra Leone Police. And so far, it's been progressing very well. The collaboration is very smooth. We do have a few challenges here and there, but overall, the progress is quite satisfactory. Now, to your question, what makes it different from what used to transpire previously? This time around, we are going to not only clear, but we are going to engage a very robust monitoring program. And this program is going to look like, after clearing the first few areas, then we are going to spend the next few weeks, make sure we go back to the same areas and make sure that anybody who wants to venture again into the right of way that we identify will be cleared again. And this is going to be a continuous process. So in as much as we are looking at or planning to identify other areas for our next operation, we are also focusing on the areas that we had already cleared.
So, Engineer Bandy, is this an assurance? Is this an assurance that this time around it is going to be sustainable? Because as I said earlier, we've seen many or several operations by the SLRA, the police, SRSA, you know, to clear the streets, the right of ways. But it's like, you know, have you done your job? You go back to your offices and the traders are back, you know, on the streets. In fact, now the strategy they've employed is that, you know, you demolish their stores. What happens next is we see umbrellas all over the place. So, what is the assurance of sustainability, Engineer Bandy?
As a matter of fact, some of these very umbrellas we started clearing again in the areas that we cleared before. For example, I can tell you that Old Railway Line, King Haman Road intersection, when we cleared, there were a couple of benches, tables, umbrellas that started springing up around. Even at IMAT, somebody started to put up some bush stick structure again after we cleared. So our monitoring team went around and identified these ones, and we again had a meeting with the IG That was last Friday or last Thursday or so. And then we put together a special task force for monitoring, and we went around and cleared that. So as we speak, this week also we have another program to go around these same areas again and clear. So this is the strategy that we are going to use. In as much as we are identifying new areas, we don't lose sight of the old ones.
Okay, engineer, if you look along the IMAT American Embassy, that's interception, you know, the place is very clear. The other day, we commended your Director General for that. However, if you notice, the traders will come maybe after 5 p.m. If you go use that area, you definitely see them placing their businesses. Are you aware of this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a process that is going to be continuous. And the idea is, when we clear you once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, I think in the mindset of the people, they really understand now that this is something that is here to stay. That is the idea, and that is the strategy. So it's a continuous operation that's going to go on as long as it takes, right? So we are dividing it into 2. Identifying new areas to clear and clearing them, and mopping up the old areas that we've already cleared.
Okay,
those are going to be going on side by side. How
about vehicles, you know, garages occupying rights of way? How about them?
Well, that falls under the purview of the SLRC actually. But I know that as we speak, because it's our sister organization, right? So currently they are also doing similar exercise.
You are partnering with them. That's what I'm asking.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So recently, if you take notice around Model Junction, there were a lot of bikes that were actually parking and blocking one entire lane. Some of these areas were being used as garages to make or to repair bikes, etc. So those have been cleared and they've been moved back by the police and SLRC. So now you go to Model, you find out that the 4-lane road that we constructed beautifully to ease the congestion, the stumbling block, the bottleneck that used to occur around there is no longer there. Traffic now flows quite seamlessly. So this is the objective. We are
now again, engineer, the umbrellas are re-emerging. Now, even yes, we know that when it comes to garages or people parking vehicles on our roads, that falls within the purview of the road safety authority. But at the same time, I don't think it squarely falls within it is squarely the responsibility of the SRSA, because those vehicles, because of spillage, that undermines the structural integrity of our roads. Which are the ones constructing or rehabilitating these roads. So there is no way you can squarely leave it in the hands of the SRSA, because these are your roads. You are the engineers, and I'm not an engineer, but I know that roads and the spillage from the vehicles, the oil spillage, undermines the structural integrity of these roads.
Thank you very much. That's what I said. The SLP, the SLRC, and the SLRA are collaborating on this exercise. In fact, that is why, whilst we are doing the clearing of the right of way, at the same time, they are also on operations clearing these illegal garages on the carriageways. So we are collaborating, and we believe that when these vehicles are cleared, these garages are cleared from the roads, then the issue of oil spillages, etc., which actually make the road deteriorate prematurely, will no longer be there. So we are collaborating.
So are we not going to see a situation where you wake up in the morning and then you let people go back to where they are?
Well, for as long as it takes, like I said, the operation is like a double-edged sword. On the one side, we are identifying new areas which we'll be clearing, okay? But on the other side, we are also mopping up areas that had been cleared before. and make sure that anything that springs up there will be nipped in the bud and cleared again.
Engineer, finally, before we let you go, you know, some of these people, they will tell you they have legitimate document from the relevant authorities to construct some of these structures. How about those set of people?
We do not allow anybody to use the road as a market. That's why it's called a road. It's not a market. So we do not give them permission to erect structures.
How about those, your partners, who might be implicated, that they have been giving them permits to put up?
Well, I cannot say anything about any partner. I can speak for the SLRA, right? And the SLRA has the mandate to manage the national road network, which includes the carriageway and the right of way.
But don't you think, you know, in as much as, you know, it's about synergy? Because if our rules are to be safe, if our rules are to be maintained, there must be, you know, synergy. Now, for example, those, you know, traders who are having their wares all over the place, they will argue that market dues are being collected from them by the Freetown City Council, and that is true. You know, so how do you interface with the Freetown City Council on some of these issues? Because at the end of the day, you have the authority, you are in charge. You know, everything stops on your desk when it comes to road. So, is there any synergy between you and the Freetown City Council?
In fact, coming from the radio discussion that we had, the Freetown City Council seems to be quite excited about our clearing of the right of way, because they have the mandate to transform Freetown. They want the city to look beautiful, and based on the discussions, we did not get any different kind of opinion from them or adverse.
But in that interview, did they accept that indeed they are collecting market dues or dues from these traders?
Well, that is for them to say. I cannot say as SLRA. I can speak for the SLRA.
All right, thank you very much. He is Engineer French, and he is from the Sierra Leone Road Authority, and that is the SLRA. He is the Deputy Director General. This is Good Morning, Sierra Leone. We are broadcasting live from Broadcasting House, New Englandville in Freetown. We are going for a short break, and this program will continue right after the break.
As a mother of the house, whenever I want to prepare palm soup, there's no need pounding palm fruit. All I need is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. My soup is done, and its preparation, it is not difficult at all. Nkulenu palm soup base, it's easily done with no difficulties. Just take few ladles and your soup is done. And its flavor, it's amazing. This is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. And this is Nkulenu's Ghana's original spiced palm soup base. Iron fruit and turkey berries are naturally added.
Also available brown gold natural cocoa powder, sunny gold brown sugar, neat fufu flour, shito, pisa, and moringa. All available at Nyami Ado Enterprise, 1 Lower Waterloo Street, Freetown.
Nkulenu palm soup base.
Ghanaian original taste.
As a mother of the house.
Welcome back. This is Good Morning, Sierra Leone. We continue with the program. The National Communications Authority, NATCA, in collaboration with the International Telecommunications Union, ITU, is hosting a workshop on telecommunications quality of service in Freetown. From July 1st to 2nd, 2025, the workshop will be followed by a study group session on subsequent days. The event is targeted at representatives from various stakeholders, including regulatory authorities, service providers, and researchers. Facilitated by the Quality of Service Development Group operating under ITU T Study Group 12. The aim of this workshop is to extend the reach of ITU activities on telecommunication service quality in the African region, and to advance the implementation of WTSA Resolution 95 on ITU-T initiatives to raise awareness on best practices and policies related to service quality. Well, for more on this, we have been joined in the studio by the Deputy Director, Engineering and Infrastructure, NATCA, Melvin King. Good morning, Mr. King. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So tell us, after this workshop, what should Sierra Leoneans be expecting?
Okay, thank you and good morning. So as you introduced the topic of the workshop, it's service quality. So NATCA being the regulator in Sierra Leone and being a member of the ITU Region 1, we are affiliated with the UN Agency for Telecommunications, ITU. So there are different study groups. So the study group 12 is the study group in charge of quality of service, quality of experience and performance. And there are normally there are meetings around the African region, meetings around the world, and there are different study periods. At the moment, the ITUT, the International Telecommunications Union Standardization Bureau, study period after the WTSA 95 as a study period of 2025 to 2028. So there are different topics and different subjects they're discussing and studying. So at the moment, there is one topic I could tell you, question 20 talks about quality of service for DFS, Digital Financial Service, what we call in Sierra Leone mobile money. So there are different quality of service key performance indicators being discussed. We've got close to 70 delegates from all around the world, close to 50 from Africa, we are from Asia, we are from South America. They're here, we had to discuss different topics. Yesterday there were discussions around quality of service for DFS. Today there's going to be discussion for quality of service for OTT. When we say OTT, over the top, that's what you use. Most of us now, when we want to call our relatives in the first world, we don't use regular call, we do WhatsApp call. So that's an OTT service. Because we make to WhatsApp, to Skype, to Facebook. So we're going to discuss quality of service on that, quality of service on regular network, mobile network operators. There are indicators that we consider. There are things that have been discussed in these meetings, threshold, what should be the KPI, what should be monitored. These are things we do during this meeting.
Okay, and, Mr. King, this is coming at a time when Sierra Leoneans have been crying about the output of these service providers when it comes to telecommunications. How serious are you going to be discussing this, and what will be your expectations after that?
I know I did mention in the radio program earlier that there's no better time for us to host such workshops because I'm sure all of us in Sierra Leone and Freetown heard about the issue wherein NATCA did find one of the MNOs for bad quality. So in these meetings, there are situations wherein we monitor, because there are recommendations from ITU how to monitor quality of service. There are 3 ways you could monitor. Network management system, collecting raw files from the MNOs, generated into reports. There is drive test, wherein devices are being installed in cars, they drive around to get a customer experience, and there are customer perspective survey. We do surveys as well to the department.
Now, Mr. King, a customer perspective, there is no way you can ignore optics in whatever you do, perceptions. Now, you spoke about fines being left.